You voguing there?
Right.
Hey everyone, it is that time. It is time for another Sports View brought to you by Women Love Sports 2. And speaking of two, right now, then there were two, Tracy and I, Hatch and I. And we'll introduce ourselves, but we will have a special appearance shortly. But until then, we'll try to keep you entertained.
Well, yes, we will. We will. I am Hatch, but I see it's no secret with my background that I am also Tracy, and I'm a Virgo.
Hey, Virgo, Scorpio over here. So, we're the persnickety crew right here. It's your girl, Kanisha, K Dub. And, I'm tired. And you know why I'm tired, Tracy? You know why I'm tired?
No, why are you tired?
Because when you have to watch these West Coast NBA games that come on super late and you're on the East Coast, it is exasperating, as my child used to say when he
It,
was three.
it is tough. It is tough. My good girlfriend was here in town for maybe less than 24 hours. So she was here last night, and she said, "Why is it still daylight there?" As the game was starting, and she was in a corner curled up under a blanket. And I vaguely remember. I think I remember the game going into halftime, but I definitely remember me going into the final. And it was called the bed, and I was asleep, and I did not know that the other California team won because I just couldn't hang. I just could not hang.
Why are you calling them the other California team? What
Well,
is that about?
okay. Well, which one do you want me to make the other California team? You know, well, oh, I'm sorry, you're biased. I forgot. Um, you know what? They this time they're going to be the other California team because they had to play in, but they made it though.
Okay, well, I mean, so let's just talk about it a little bit. According to the NBA,
Hmm.
um, the channels that broadcast these playoff games so far were the most watched networks in prime time by viewers age 50 years old. So clearly that can't be East Coast viewers because
Because let me tell you something.
it was
This
watching
almost
them.
this almost 50-year-old was in the fetal position. Okay, lights
It
out.
was it was watching them. But
Correct.
and that was for 13 of the 14 nights that these first set of games were aired. Um,
Wow. I
and you know
mean,
why? Because it was really exciting. It was just super exciting.
hmm
Um, you know, I guess we'll talk about Steph Curry a little bit. Um, I know you want to talk about that some, Tracy, but I want to talk about Jimmy Butler.
wait.
Jimmy
Are we talking about Jimmy's cruise ship outfit last night, or are we talking about Jimmy and his Jimmy buckets?
He's got something to prove. I think, if you recall during the quarantine bubble, he became a barista.
Yes.
And I think he has curated his cold brew and is coming nitro. I don't know what he's putting in there. Some
Listen, but New York, I mean, they got the W, but it was we got kind of close, and he was not in the game. Like as I said, he had on his love boat. He looked like he just came off a cruise. He was on the sideline. He looks like he also had on slippers, but I don't know. Let's not. I don't know if we have NBA fashion on the agenda today, but my goodness,
there are
um,
there are some fashions. I guess we could discuss that too.
fashion misfunction or dysfunction. It's interesting. It works for some, maybe not for others, but yeah, Jimmy's he's definitely making for a good some good playoff games, game watching. I have a random
Okay.
the the New York Knicks. The Knicks fans, they're bumping right up against the Cowboy fans. I don't know. I don't know. I just I have some love for some Knicks fans. one of which is my daughter. So I have to keep her. I have to keep her around, but they're really getting. I mean, I've seen some. I've spotted some two-piece Knicks outfits. Uh, Spike Lee, Spike. I mean, we all know Spike, but he's out there. He's waving that cloth like a mother at the church mother, like Mother Spike. I don't know. Just go sit
But yet,
down. It's a lot.
his facial expressions are like he's profoundly disappointed no matter what's happening. They could be winning, they could be losing.
Yeah. That is his resting face. That is.
Yeah. So I do think that is interesting.
Yeah. But it's New York. It's I do get a kick out of seeing who's at the game. So there's that part. You got your MSG folks. Then you've got it's not Staples anymore. It's crypto now, right?
I don't know what it's called.
I'll just say you got your celebs at the Lakers game. So that sort of thing is cool. But I don't know. I was just sick of spiking that towel that the holy anointed he kept waving. Oh, it was just annoying. But good for them. I know it's been a minute, so I'll let them have it.
You're gonna let them have it. Okay, thank you.
For now, barely. Like I said, they're just running behind. They're not Cowboys fans, but don't push it, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we do have to talk about Steph Curry and the 50-point effort in their Game 7 victory over the Kings.
Half man, half amazing. That dude, he's I don't know what you got. I don't know.
I mean, I just think that you're going to see Golden State again and again as long as Steph Curry is a part of that program. I do think that. But I do think that, like, overall, if I were a betting woman, and not just because I'm biased, I am going to say it's going to be Lakers in 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, what does LA have that is going to make this happen?
I think that LeBron is he's doing his thing too.
Man on a mission.
Yes. He's stepping up to challenges. I just think the key matchup, of course, is going to be what? Draymond and LeBron?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think these are players that play the long game. So you'll just have to see, I mean, Steph doesn't miss, but I just think, the Warriors, they get a little winded. I don't know.
Watching these games is like that movie premiere that you really wanted to see, and then they only got tickets left for the midnight show. Gosh, it's like I have to take a nap before I watch the Lakers Warriors, but it will make for great TV. It's this this lull for us football fans to kind of help us get through. Oh, but speaking of football, listen, we're you want to time? I can fill some time with some randomness. Okay,
trust me. Well, let's talk. Let's wrap a taste.
The XFL championship game will be featuring the DC Defenders. Hello.
And their coach won Coach of the Year.
Shout out to the home team. Listen, we needed this, okay?
We'll take what we can get. We'll take it.
We needed this. I'm like, the Commanders are trying to, come out of the same pit that Joseph's brothers put him in. RFK's coming down. It's just a lot going on. It's a lot of football emotions going on in this town. So to have the Defenders out here kicking butt, going to the championship. They're playing the Arlington Renegades.
Yes,
I
but it's
mean,
Arlington, Texas, not Virginia. They're not playing
that
their
is true.
neighbor.
We're a little battle of 395, a little battle of the bridge, okay? A little battle over the river. But DC Defenders against Arlington Renegades. I mean, it's just basically like Washington versus Dallas, but on like Tubi.
It's
I mean,
exciting.
so
Not Tubi.
we are with it. We're down for it. They're playing in Texas, but San Antonio Stadium. But still, I'm excited. Again, this is a football town, and so to get some good football in the off NFL off season and to be going to a championship, listen, go Defenders.
Do you think that like that the XFL will be another springboard to the NFL, or do you think it's just going to grow in its own kind of local popularity and be that entity while you know that parallel track is running?
Well, I think it's good, good for sports fans, but I do also think that NFL folks are watching. So I do think it could be a springboard for some um, to make a little career shift to the other. Well, not career shift, but league shift. So I definitely think it could be for some.
I will admit I should be watching it a little bit more closely, but I will say my favorite name on the Defenders team is a wide receiver number 8, Puka Williams. Puka. You
Puka,
gotta be
okay.
tough.
Get it again.
You gotta be tough if your name is Puka.
That's true. And please know that I admit that I had not. No, I did see some of the San Antonio game. I did
Mhm.
see that. That was playoffs because that's when I did give a shout out to your boy. Hines Ward was coaching, but they did not pull out they did not win, but it was good to see him. Good to see that. So I don't know. I feel like with this DC charge to the championship, just short of getting the W, maybe something to actually check out come next season. Come next season.
I have watched some games and you know, Puka and crew, I think they're gonna
Okay, now.
Puka and them will be one to watch for quite some time, and that is exciting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I said, while we're waiting, waiting patiently for August for preseason, it definitely was a welcome sight of the gridiron post February. So very cool, very cool. So
Yeah,
we'll look to be sharing the winner of the championship game. Let's see, when is it?
is it
Oh,
the
it's
12th?
it's the 13th.
13th.
So
Okay.
Mother's Day Eve. It's prime time on ABC.
Should be good. And it's actually good. It's good football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll be watching that and we'll be cheering for our home team.
Mm-hmm.
Catch the spirit. Do it too.
You know what? How about let's talk about we're talking about winners. Let's talk about some losers. Talk about folks that are no longer in the playoffs. I've seen a lot of Memphis memes, Memphis memes,
So, I was going to
Memphis.
Memphis. I was going to I was going to I was going to reserve part
Mm-hmm.
of that as part of my sit show, but we could do it now.
Oh, I mean, we can save the Cleveland one. We can definitely save that one. But yeah, Memphis made for some. I think that they might have got the ratings up too. A lot of trash talk will bring folks together.
Trash
It'll
talk
bring.
or choreography?
Say that again.
Trash talk or good choreography?
You know that was one of the memes. One thing you are gonna get. I don't know if you're gonna get a W, but you're damn sure gonna get a
Show.
little routine from the Grizzlies. Okay.
I mean, but it's great. I mean, They
I mean,
summoned
you get about
Debbie Allen or something up in there. Like
definitely get about you get about 3 to 4 good 8 counts. Okay.
it wasn't just TikTok. And he should have learned. You learn from like on the football side, Juju,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things that he was doing, dancing on people's logos and
Oh,
all the TikToking,
so you're
and
saying Juju ain't been right since he gritted on somebody's logo? It ain't been the same. It is
it's
not.
a cautionary tale. Like maybe focus on the game.
Yeah, it's not to take away from Ja's talent, and I was I was gonna call Dylan Brooks Jack, a la hit the road Jack, but you know, I feel like there's nothing wrong with trash talk, but the minute you don't I'm not saying he had to go out and hit 50, but the minute you don't back it up, and you're just fueling the other team, like you got to go out there and show and prove.
Well, you're doing the most. Not only are you talking trash, but then you lose, and then you don't have anything to say to the media. You get fined $25,000 for skipping media availability. Like
Should have took a page out of Marshawn's book.
if L was a person.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just here so I won't get fined. He forgot that part. I'm just here so I won't get fined. He couldn't. Nah, man. You what they say? You can't take the heat. Get out the kitchen. No, you started the fire. You got to go on in that kitchen. You got to go into that press conference and take the questions like a man.
yeah, yeah. Or
Now
just
you down 25K and you're looking for a new job. You know.
yeah, and hopefully you won't feel like a liability
That's true. That's true.
or be viewed as a liability. But I don't know if you produced, maybe if you, I don't know. I don't know.
Don't be mad. UPS is hiring. Look, the Philly win over Boston at
Okay.
at home at home
At home.
without in excuse me at home meaning and Boston without Embiid. James Harden. I mean, we could talk about his outfits, but he showed up for Philly in a big way to help get that win over Boston. He shot that 3-pointer,
That's
and
true.
that just about did it. So, when they talk about on the court versus off the court, you know, skip over the outfits and just focus on the on court performance. I don't know if I had to bet on his performances based on those outfits. I mean, I would lose every time. 'Cause they pay people. He's paying somebody to dress him like that. Damn it, I'm in the wrong field.
Maybe it's like one of those fashion plates. Remember the fashion plates when we were little, and you put together little outfits. And you got like a head, a torso, and a bottom
Yeah,
fashion plate. You could put together, and then
yes,
you could
I
put like
do.
texture on it.
Yeah, I do remember those. He, you showed me the one pair of pants that was, reminiscent of trash bags. But then he followed up with the jean. I mean, I'm assuming it was jean. The jean outfit, the oversized, and I think it's everybody, I guess, except us, is used to it. Like he's walking, into the facility, and nobody's saying anything. I guess they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't. He came out like that. There's nothing.
If I ignore him, he'll stop.
Yeah,
It's like,
to say. Like I don't know. But again, what is he doing on the court? And that's all that matters. The fashion police it's like you gotta. It would probably have to put together a unit, a whole unit for Harden and some of his outfits. Oh, but let's point out he is not the only one. He is not the only one. Russell Westbrook has long.
oh, very, very much so.
Yeah, I did catch sight of Russell in a leather jumper the other day when they were still in it, and yeah, his It's
Was it
nothing new.
vegan? Maybe he was
Yeah,
making it.
probably. It looked
Vegan.
soft. It looked soft. It did look like that. So maybe it was a vegan leather. It was a leather jumper.
My feather.
Oh. Denver and Phoenix. I don't know. I mean, one thing you're gonna get for them, you're gonna get some fundamental basketball because God knows sometimes it is tough watching those games. Yeesh. I mean, Devin Booker brings some life, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It is almost like now y'all know y'all got some nerve coming on this late and making me.
That's why you can't stay up. I mean, come on.
But Nikolai is the truth. But and then my guy, CP3 is my guy.
I know how much you love some CP3, but
Yeah, but he was like CP3. Oh, because that groin, he had a strain or a pull. So now I will say, no offense, I don't know much of a difference. Maybe it would have made a difference with him out there in that last game, but the sun in Phoenix is starting to set. They're gonna have to figure something out.
it's dim.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to figure something out. So
And I don't mean them. I mean as in not.
it's dim, grim. The chances are now slim. Don't get me started. Um, we're holding on to Cleveland so bad, waiting on Cheryl. Hopefully, she can make it. I'm sorry. What else did you have on their list? I'm jumping over. I'm jumping East Coast, West Coast.
We're just all over the place. I do think that I think it's going to be the Knicks.
Out of the East.
I do think it's going to be the Knicks. Yeah, I'm thinking, Heat versus Knicks. It's very 90s, but I think it's going to be the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Heat, they're kind of there barely.
Right.
As
and
yeah.
you know what Butler, it was the ankle. I think it came that came out last minute. So they can't be on, barely and with Jimmy in a bad ankle. You're right. It won't happen for them. It will be the Knicks will go on.
Yeah.
Our producer says nobody's even watching the East teams. That is not true.
That's
You know
true.
why? Because
Cold.
that's when we can stay awake. That's the reason why we're watching.
She's standing for Steph Curry. That's why.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But he is the one to watch. That is the thing. Maybe I'll stand up and watch tomorrow, so I won't fall asleep. But gosh, he is so good to watch. He is so good to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. If you were gonna say like a MVP for the whole series, though, who would you for these playoffs? Who would you say right now? Would you give it to Steph? Would you give it to? She said, yeah, she's repping for Steph all the way. She's standing for Steph all the way.
Steph did put on a clinic, in Game 7, but that what about the 50 the gazillion points that Butler dropped the other day?
Yeah, he had 56 points.
Something. He had something crazy. So, it's like, oh, it's so tough. Like, would you say this far? Do I get to pick an East Coast, West Coast MVP, or you want me to say who's in the running for MVP thus far?
We got a little bit of time, so you can say that, and then I don't know if we want to touch upon the draft. If we want to talk, I think there were some exciting components about it. There's some disappointing components. Should we wait and talk about MVP because we're not done?
Okay, that's fine. We're talking about when you say the draft, you're talking about the we didn't talk about the draft yet?
We did not talk about the NFL draft.
That's right. Oh, wow. Okay, are you starting with fashion or are you starting with stats? What are you talking?
Well, there's one, you know me, and I love some draft day realness.
Yes.
I do. And I think that pink was the prevailing color.
Mm-hmm.
I think people, I didn't see like a lot of ridiculousness, like half shirts, half blazers, like a certain cowboy or anything like I didn't see any of that.
Right.
So I was glad about that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, you know, iced out chains, obviously there was a memo passed around and everybody went and, went to Jared or wherever and
Now,
got
now you do make a good point about that. I was thinking, like, is there a sale or what is it? Like how like lashes used to be,
Mhm.
here and there. Now it's like you can get them anywhere. Weaves are maybe at the grocery store. I don't know, but I mean we're talking chains. I was thinking, how's everybody have a chain already?
Well, I'm wondering if they did kind of the same thing. I read this fascinating article, and they were talking about how they prepare the jerseys for draft day. And basically, they know, like, the primary players that are going to get drafted, they
Okay.
have to create the iron on name template for in several styles of every style of jersey
Okay.
for the players. And
Mhm.
so they have like 3 or 4 jerseys per team, and they have the matching like color and font
Mhm.
iron on. And so when they make that call, they basically have 2 minutes to press on the that's a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of
But
pressing.
that's how they do it so quickly.
Oh.
You
But
know,
wait, but what about the chains? The chains. How, where's everybody getting these chains from? I need a coupon.
Amazon, I don't know.
What's the coupon code?
DoorDash.
I don't know. I don't know. But to while we're on the draft, we want to bring up the disappointing uh, news. I mean, congratulations, but the overarching, the glaring fact that we had one HBCU player drafted
Mhm.
in the 2023 draft, Jackson State's Isaiah Bolden.
Which was which of course, one, that's fewer than last year,
Yeah,
but
there were
there
three
were,
names.
0 in 2021. So I don't know where that statement is coming from. Now, all 32 teams sent representatives to the HBCU Combine.
Mhm.
The Steelers, their general manager was the only general manager from an NFL team present there. And then participants also played in the Legacy Bowl back in February.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, what was interesting was the other dynamic, the quarterbacks that went first were Black.
Yes.
But I guess, you question what message was being sent to HBCU coaches and players. Like Doug Williams said that he was stunned and angered. Deion Sanders said he was really ashamed. And Houston broadcaster Ralph Cooper said it was a travesty.
Mhm.
And so, was this a testament against HBCUs or validation just that the NFL does not really value that HBCU talent? Now, I think there is value for the talent, but I think to me, it seems like more of a money game because what you can do is you can withhold significant financial commitment and invite players to come as undrafted free agents because then you saw this flooding of undrafted free agents and players from all these different HBCUs being invited to various mini camps. And what that means is you have a lower financial commitment. Your signing bonus is going to be lower. Your salary is going to be lower. I think Shaq Davis, as an undrafted free agent, is getting 216,000,
Mhm.
from the Saints reportedly. But you can withhold a significant financial commitment and get these players to come. And it's not because they're not performing. If you look at the performance of HBCU players who were in the draft last year, um, they were they were actually playing really well and contributing, making contributions on their respective teams.
Yeah.
So you've got Jacoby Durant from Los Angeles,
Mhm.
and then who was it? He got the Los Angeles Rams Rookie of the Year award.
Mm-hmm.
Got 3 picks, a sack, and a pick 6 during his rookie season. So that shows right there, potential there. You've got Joshua Williams from Kansas City. So they were in
Mm-hmm.
the Super Bowl. They were playing. They were contributing. They were, making plays. So it shows the potential and the talents there. It's a willingness to mine for it. I think it's
Yeah, but
money.
basically, what you're telling me with these kids not getting picked in the draft, and now but they can clearly come and try out. Uh, the teams are using the coupon code, or I say the cheat code, because they're getting the goods
Mm-hmm.
for a lower price.
And a discount.
Isaiah Land, an outside linebacker from Florida A&M, was actually the top ranked HBCU prospect for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that the 7th round rolled around, Florida FAMU's coach said it's a head scratcher at this point. So
I guess
I wish them all success who are going to try out as obviously undrafted. But I really just wonder if these kids got out here and played with no helmet, not no helmets, no school. You just got this blank helmet. It's just
a blind, like a blind.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And then they say I want him, and him. I wonder what universities, when you peel back you have it covered, and then you peel it back and you see what universities are on their helmets.
like a masked singer type of thing, or
Exactly. There we go. Thank you. Be the mass singer of seniors of draft picks, and then we see you pick, and you're like, oh, look at that. So now you've got a Rattler and a Bison, as opposed to a Sooner and a Crimson Tide.
mm-hmm.
Just be interesting to see. Very interesting.
Especially in some of the positions where I think there's definitely comparable size, like all things considered. You would probably see some things and
Yeah.
probably see things a little bit differently. You're right about that. That is an interesting concept, but I think there's a lot that needs to be looked to in general. You're seeing it at coaching. You're seeing it at now in the playing, and just what is that message? Are they punishing schools for thinking that they could compete and recruit and pull a top pick? That was very controversial last year,
Mm-hmm.
with some of the choices made. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have
That's
to see. But, shout out, you get there how you can, like the
true.
song. And, congratulations to those players who were invited, whether undrafted free agent, whether you went in the draft, at what level in the draft. And what was really exciting, I think, for me, was to see so many young men from the DC area, getting those inroads and getting that invite, whether drafted or very cool. A set of brothers, even, which is was really cool to see. And
Exactly.
friends of my sons. So
Nice.
kids you watch grow up. That's cool.
That is a big deal.
It's very cool. Well, tied to that, I think we touched upon a little bit. If we had a stand up and a sit show, I didn't even focus on the stand up, but I did focus on the sit show.
Because that one's always so much more fun. We'll think of a stand up before we go. I mean, you have a list of sit your ass down, sit your asses. Who you got? Or how, tell me my choices, and let's see if we can narrow it down.
It's really, maybe it's pick the quote, pick the what was the pivotal turning point for Dylan Brooks? Because first, he had a confrontation with LeBron James, and he said, quote, "I don't care. He's old. I poke bears. I don't respect no one till they come and give me 40. That was a quote. So then what happened in the next game? James and the Lakers responded with a Game 3 win. Brooks got ejected with a flagrant two foul for hitting LeBron James in the groin. And he finished the game with 7 points on 3 of 13 shooting in 19 minutes. So then he blamed the fans, and then he refused to show up for the media moment. It just really backfired. And so basically,
he didn't blame those two braids that he wears in his head. He didn't put anything on that didn't affect.
He wasn't like my braids were too tight, or
okay.
My antennas were, the reception was bad. He didn't do any of
that. Exactly.
And basically,
he's giving a UHF vibe.
Basically, the Grizzlies organization said he will not be brought back under any circumstances.
And I thought that was just another meme, but apparently it really happened. Because I was like, well, gee, did you have to say it like that? It's
going to be a memorable, like the Supreme Court with deliberate speed. It's like under any circumstances, like you're just.
Well, and real quick, as I said that I had to go. He did say the thing about that LeBron being old, but has that now pushed the announcers to constantly say 38-year-old LeBron James? I swear, if every time I showed up to work, somebody had to announce my damn age. I mean, like, okay, all right already, I get it. I just, I'm just like, I just think it's so interesting that I'm just can't tell if it's from that or just, that thing that they do. Like, he's 38 and still doing it. I don't know, but
he's been in the. Did they do that to Tom Brady though? Tom Brady won a spring.
Probably not.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh, who was speaking of people at the game, was at the Knicks game. I'm like, look at this guy.
Oh,
and shave too.
Our stalker producer wanted to note that Steph is 35.
Oh, okay.
So she's counting his days also.
Ah, gotcha. So is Dylan Brooks the unanimous Sitcho?
I would say, yeah. The Grizzlies would agree with me.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, goodness, I feel like the Grizzlies called you and nominated him for us. So Dylan, Jack, hit the road. Jack Brooks is the sit your ass down.
Oh, there's Cheryl. Really? Ma'am, we're this was Eastern Standard Time. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, Cheryl. So we were just getting ready to give the stand up. You know what? I'm going to give it to you because you were fighting that LA traffic and you still managed to come and show up to see us. So I'm going to give you the stand up award. You showed up even though you knew, not that we were almost done, but you knew that we would have talked a lot about the Cavaliers losing.
Yeah, they're not in it, Cheryl.
But you still showed up anyway, Cheryl. So you get the stand-up award for the day, okay? There you go. Congratulations. We missed you. We should do this again real soon.
She was looking for that next story next week. The next broadcast.
Yeah. She's our roving reporter.
Literally.
It's somehow always on the what is it, on site? She's on the beat.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Now it's bedtime. I gotta go. Y'all can hang out them.
She's just gonna giggle. Okay, so on that note,
right.
On behalf of Women Love Sports 2 and Another Sports View, we will see you next time, and Cheryl will have more to say. But until then, we love you. I guess you.
Right.
And go Browns.
I guess.
She went back to the Browns. And go Browns. All right. See y'all.